What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you what's new in the latest version of Sliver, the AppleTech 752 bypass tool. As usual, to install the latest version, head over to your web browser and go to appletech752.com, and then just click on Sliver Mac version 5.3, which is currently the latest version. Then you should get a DMG file. Go ahead and double click this DMG file to open it, and you should get a pop-up with two files. Make sure to open up the README with text edit and read all of these instructions and follow them thoroughly because they're essential for actually setting up and using Sliver. Now I'm going to go ahead and launch Sliver. As you can see, this is the latest version, 5.3, and I'm going to show you what's new right now. So if we head over to A7 Bypass and let's just choose the iPhone 5S, you'll notice that there is now an alternate and standard payload. I added this for A6 and A5 devices, and it helped a lot of you guys out who weren't having luck with the standard method. You have this option to now choose the alternate way. I added this feature for all A7 devices, so the iPad Air 1 Wi-Fi also has an alternate payload, and the iPad Mini 2 also has both standard and alternate payloads. Basically, let me show you what the alternate does here. As you can see, it's going to give you an action required pop-up after it loads IBEC and IBSS, and then you just click continue, and it'll take another maybe 7 to 8 seconds depending on which device you have, and then it's going to tell you the payload was sent. And if you follow all the steps correctly by doing the downgrade first, and then of course running the iPwn-DFU exploit however many times you need to successfully enter PWN-DFU mode, then after you're successfully in PWN-DFU mode, just click on Allow and Send Files, and then you can select whichever payload works best for you. So that's the A7 section. Now I'm going to head over to the A5 bypass and iPad 3. And this is the next thing I changed. As you can see in IBSS only, in the previous version of Sliver, when you clicked load IBSS, you got a pop-up that said could not load iPad 3 IBSS.dms. And this was a known error that I just simply fixed by deleting the extension of IBSS. So now you have a normal IBSS that's going to load perfectly, and you also have your standard and alternate RAMDISKs updated with the latest IBSS. So again, I totally fixed all the iPad 3 issues you guys were having, and this should be fully working now. So that's about it for Sliver 5.3. I have the A7 alternate RAMDISKs and the iPad 3 IBSS issue fixed. Next, I'm going to show you how to import your own songs and ringtones on your A6 and A5 devices after bypassing iCloud activation lock with the SSH RAMDISK. This method does not require a jailbreak whatsoever. We're actually going to be using the same SSH RAMDISK to install these songs and ringtones onto our device. So without much further ado, let's get started with this awesome method. Alright, I've got my iPod Touch 5th generation successfully connected to the computer right now in Arduino PWN-DFU mode. I just used my Arduino and USB host shield rig to go ahead and put it in PWN-DFU. And now we're going to open up Sliver and of course choose whatever A6 or A5 device you have. And go to the iPod Touch 5 and load the standard RAMDISK. And this process is pretty much the same as if we're bypassing iCloud or deleting setup.app. And as you can see, just like this, the standard RAMDISK is sent. So now we're going to click on Relay Device Info. And from here, go ahead and open up a terminal window. And we're going to type SSH root at localhost -P2222. Now the password up on the screen right now is Alpine. And once we're inside of here, it's really simple, guys. There's one command we have to type in, and it's this command right here. It's mount_HFS space, then /dev/disk0s1s1 space /mnt1. And now click enter. And once you've done that, we're all done with the terminal. So we can quit out of terminal. And at this point, we're going to need an application called CyberDuck. So to download CyberDuck, you can just go to cyberduck.io. And right here, there is a download button. Go ahead and download this free software. It is free just like Sliver, so you can only donate. And once you have CyberDuck installed on your computer, the installation should be fairly simple. Go ahead and open it up and open a connection. And let's choose the SFTP SSH file transfer protocol. Here we're going to type in localhost For the server, the username is root. The password, exactly the same as before, is Alpine. And we're not going to add this to our keychain. The port is actually 2222, just like that. And now let's click on connect. And just like this, it's going to be blank, but you can go ahead and select the / and it will show you the entire file system of your A5 or A6 device. And in here, it's pretty simple. We're going to go to the file system we just mounted, MNT1. We'll expand that and head over to the library and ringtones. And at this point, you can see we have a ton of audio files in here. These are basically all of our default ringtones on our iOS device. You know, the familiar ones we might set in the settings app, but the trick basically involves putting our own music in place of these ringtones. So I'm going to go ahead and open up iTunes right now, and we're going to choose a song. I'll choose Underwater by Pharaoh. And actually, if you drag the song straight out to the desktop, it's going to go ahead and generate an MP3 file. So we have this MP3 file right here. Now we're going to head over to this website, onlineconverter.com/mp3-2-m4r. And here we're going to upload the MP3 we just dragged out right here. And then click on convert. And it's going to go ahead and upload the file to this website. It may take, anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes, depending on how fast your internet connection is. All right, and it says conversion completed. So let's click this button to download it now. And we have the file in our downloads folder. So let's go ahead and drag this one out to the desktop. And now it's as simple as going inside of here, selecting the ringtones folder, and we're just going to drag this file into the ringtones folder. Make sure the right folder is selected, of course. Make sure it's blue. There we go. And as you can see, we have the song right down here. However, we cannot leave it like this because our iOS device will actually not recognize it if we just leave it as its same name. So we have to go ahead and take a file we don't want. Like, I don't really need the alarm file, so I'm just going to copy the name and extension of the alarm file. And we're going to go back to our song that we just dragged and dropped in here and paste that name for our song. And it's going to ask if you want to move it, to rename it. That's fine. And then it's going to say overwrite. Go ahead and overwrite that existing file. So now the alarm file is our song. As you'll notice, the size is different, so that is totally expected. And at this point, just refresh a couple times, and we're going to go ahead and unplug our iOS device, and then we can reboot it, and it should have the song inside of the settings app. So I'm going to reboot the device right now, and I'll be back to show you. And our device just booted up to the home screen. If you've already bypassed iCloud, then you should be at the home screen. That's expected. Then we're just going to go into the settings app and go to sounds and ringtone and select the classic ringtones if you chose alarm like I did. And now, as you can see, when you click alarm, that's not the standard alarm, is it? That's our song. So we now have a song in place of the standard alarm. You can see it's not just repeating, the actual song is playing. Alright, so that about wraps it up, guys. I'm actually realizing now I think I had the name swapped, so it may have put in a different song than I expected. But as you can see, we did indeed have a song inside of the settings app instead of a ringtone. And we can actually go into the clock app as well and go ahead and add an alarm. And here, let's select the sound as alarm. As you can see, we now have the alarm sound as our song, and we can even save an alarm. So that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the Sliver update version 5.3. I know it'll help a lot of you guys out with the A7 bypass. So until next time, have a great day and peace out.